Good day everyone. So we are the group 2 and we are going to discuss about situational leadership. And this will be represented to us by Vanessa Kagaanan, Joseph Jelchenfo, yours truly, Ishimari Coligado. Without further ado, let's proceed to the definition and origin of situational leadership. Okay? So, over the few decades, people in the field of management have been involved in search for the best style of leadership. Yet, the evidence from research clearly indicated that there is no single up-purpose leadership style. Successful leaders are those who can adapt their behavior to meet the demands of their unique situation. Now, a situational leadership model help to managers in diagnosing the demands of their situation has been developed as a result of extensive research. This model is based on the amount of direction or task behavior, the amount of social emotional support or relationship behavior a leader must provide given situation and level of readiness of the follower or group. So, situational leadership is a style in which a leader must adjust his style to match the development level of the followers he is leading, which means to say the leader must need to adjust his style so that it will match to the development of his follower. The situational leadership model views leaders as varying their emphasis on tasks, relationship, behaviors to best deal with different levels of followers' maturity. Now, the theory of situational leadership was developed in the late 1960s by Paul Hersey and Ken Blanchard. The theory was first introduced as life cycle theory of leadership during the mid 1970s. Life cycle theory of leadership was renamed as situational leadership theory. Okay, so situational leadership theory was developed by Paul Hersey and Kenneth H. Blanchard. Okay? Okay, let's proceed to the next, which is situational leadership premise. Leaders needs to adapt their leadership style to the individual and the situation. So we have three variables: task emphasis, socio emotional emphasis, and readiness level. So we have a task emphasis, the amount of guidance and directions leader provides. So which means to say in the task emphasis, it talks about that leader engage in one-way communication by explaining what each follower is to do as well as when, where, and how tasks are to be accomplished. Okay? And next, we have a social-emotional emphasis. It talks about the amount of relationship support. Now, it question, how much relationship support do you need to provide? Does individual or group of individual need your help to get along with each other or feel about themselves? So that is socio-emotional emphasis. Now, in the readiness level or the level of readiness that individual demonstrate the performing a specific task, functions, and objectives. So which means to say in the readiness level, so it defines readiness as ability and willingness or a person to take responsibility for directing their own behavior. Now, these variables of readiness should be considered only in relation to a specific task to be performed. That is means as individual or group, it is not at level or of readiness in any total sense. People tend to have varied degrees or readiness depending on the specific task, functions, or objectives that a leader is attempting to accomplish through their efforts.
The entire model starts with this third variable of follower readiness. Essentially, this is how ready a person is to perform a particular task. For our example, let's assume that I am working as a barista in a coffee bar and you are my supervisor or manager. Now, I may have a lot of skills, but making specialty drinks is not one of them. So you need to ask yourself, how ready am I? Readiness is made up of two variables, competence and confidence, where competence is originally called ability and confidence is originally called willingness. You may also see confidence referred as commitment under the assumption that if I am committed to learn or committed to the organization, I am confident that eventually I can do the work. I'll stick to it. When you combine these two variables, you come up with four combinations. I start off as a low on competence and also low in confidence. My first day, maybe even my first week on the job, where I don't really know what I am doing and lack confidence in my decisions. I need help, a lot of it. The longer I'm on the job, the more my skills develop, and I become more comfortable and confident in my skills and decision. So the second combination is low to some competence and low to some confidence, but you still wouldn't trust me to work alone. A bit longer on the job, I should be able to froth milk easily, remember orders, and craft a great coffee, and feel good about myself and working with others in the process. I would likely be both competent and have confidence in what I am doing, but still need more experience to make my own decision. For a long time, chances are I'd be at the fourth level, having developed both high competence and high confidence. You probably don't need to monitor me so much, so my work gets delegated to me. These four levels are labeled D1, D2, D3, and D4. The D stands for developing. The x-axis signifies the degree of directive behavior that the leader must exhibit. This is the degree of one-way communication from the leader to the employee. The y-axis signifies the degree of supportive behavior that the leader must exhibit. This is the degree of two-way communication between the leader and the employee. This bar signifies the development of the employee, moving from right to left, and the employee is becoming more competent and more confident at his or her job. D1. Low competence and low confidence. This would best describe a new employee. D2. Low to some competence and confidence. This is typical of an employee who has been doing a particular task for a short time. They have a better feeling for what they are supposed to be doing, but they still lack confidence. D3. Moderate to high competence and confidence. This is typical of an employee who has worked at a job for a good amount of time and is both competent and confident. However, they still lack the experience to make all decisions on their own. D4. High competence and high confidence. This describe an employee who has been performing a particular job for years. They are highly competent and confident and need little to no direction. Identifying employee readiness is crucial for any leader. It helps them identify the best leadership style when dealing with each individual employee. S1. Directing. New employees need high directive behavior and low supportive behavior. This is, they need a leader that tells them what to do. S2. Coaching. Employees at this stage ask a lot of questions. This is a great deal of both one-way or two-way communication between the supervisor and the employee. S3. Supporting. Employees at this stage no longer need to be told what to do, but the leader still needs to be involved. There is still some developing to do. S4. The last. Delegating. Once the employee has fully developed, they need little to no direction. Just simply assign them tasks and let them do their job.
Okay, so we have here the telling and directing style leadership. In this leadership, the leader tells people what to do and how to do it. the telling leadership style is characterized by the leader using moderate to high amounts of task behavior and moderate to low amounts of relationship behavior. The leader makes decisions surrounding the timely completion of the task and provides the follower with the benefit of his or her experience in that regard. Okay, also, we have the flow of communication the flow of communication in this leadership style is from the leader to the follower. Questions posed by the leader are typically focused on clarity. For example, is do you have any questions? Or on the instructions we've just reviewed, do you have any concerns or reactions? So that's the example of the questions being posed by the leader, no, in this leadership style. And this leadership style also is a short-term approach intended to create movement. It aligns with followers who have limited experience or skill performing the task in question and are either insecure or unmotivated to try. It also requires close supervision by the leader for the express purpose of identifying any signs of incremental progress and also to be recognized now by the leader in an effort to accelerate their ongoing development. And the telling style leadership is most commonly used when repetitive results are needed or when a team is at the novice level. And of course, we have here the selling or the coaching style or the leadership style. This style involves more back and forth between leaders and followers. Leaders sell their ideas and message to get group members to buy into the process. It describes a leadership approach that is high on both task and relationship behavior. The leader still maintains decisions rights regarding what the followers needs to be doing, how they should be doing it, and when it needs to be completed or to be done, but that structure is provided in combination with ample opportunity for discussion of why the task is important and where it fits into the overall scheme of operation. The leader also actively recognizes the enthusiasm, interest, and commitment of the follower for learning and gaining task-related experience. This leadership style is intended to create buy-in and understanding. It aligns with followers who have limited experience but exude both confidence and motivation toward the process of leader uh, toward the process of leader-driven skill development. Similar to style 1, no, which is detailing or directing leadership style, it is effective use of this approach depends upon direct observations by the leader, which fuel focused performance, feedback discussions, and increase dialogue. So this type of leadership is typically used when a team or employee is unmotivated to perform a task or job and duty. So it doesn't mean that they needed to sell or kinang literal na sell yun no sa ideas, but they have to do that in order for the subordinates or the other members of the team should buy in. So they have to look forward. They have something to look forward to the ideas being sell by the leader. Okay, so in order for them to have more understanding about the idea, for them to be able to get still the excitement because they understand the idea being conveyed by their leader.
I am Vanessa Kagaanan and I will discuss the two remaining styles, the participating and delegating style. First, we have the participating or supporting style. This style is high relationship and low task focus. It means to say that the leader focuses more on the relationship and the people and focuses less on the directions. Individuals have the ability to perform the task in question but lack either the confidence or the motivation to do so. This style is fundamentally different from the two previous styles since it is follower driven and not leader driven, meaning the leaders leave the decisions to their members. Although the leaders may participate in the decision making process, the ultimate choice is left to the members. The followers are then empowered to make many decisions since they have the knowledge to do so. In this leadership style, there exists a high level of trust and communication between the leader and the members. So, examples of behaviors of teachers that show a participating or supporting style of leadership include encouraging students' participation, listening to the students, encouraging decision making of students, having a two-way communication between the teacher and students, praising their achievement, and building the confidence of the students. Lastly, we have the delegating style. This leadership style is considered as low relationship and low task leader behavior. This means that the leader passes most of the responsibility onto the followers. The members of the team are efficient and effective at their jobs and require little guidance. This style of leadership is also follower driven since individuals are experienced at the task and comfortable with their own ability to do it well. They are able and motivated to not only do the task but to take responsibility for the task. The leaders still monitor progress, but they are less involved in decision making. The style involves letting the members run their own show. Some teachers' behavior that shows a delegating style of leadership include delegating or assigning tasks and responsibilities of teaching or learning to the students, delegating students' decision making, decreasing control on students' activities, and supporting students' results and outcome.
We all know these great leaders. They molded their leadership according to the need of the situation. Therefore, they were all exceptional leaders. Let's see an example. Anurag Malhotra is an area manager. He leads 4 restaurant managers in his allocated area. Anirudh is a new hire. He lacks knowledge and skills but is hardworking and motivated. Anurag provides specific step-by-step direction and proper planning to Anirudh for successful task accomplishment. Kavita started off as an enthusiastic new employee, but after 8 months, her motivation level started to dip. She's been facing challenges managing stock forecasts and costs. Anurag involves Kavita in the decision-making process to motivate her. Rahul has been with the company for 3 years. He meets targets but is hesitant in taking decisions. He hasn't received a promotion this year. Here Anurag provides positive and corrective feedback on his team management skills and risk-taking abilities. Divya is Anurag's star performer. She's energetic, self-motivated, confident and has great skill. Anurag empowers her to take her own decisions. He encourages her to train Anirudh and Kavita in the group. A good leader not only knows the different leadership styles but also knows which leadership style to adopt based on a particular situation.